For more than a decade, India told its own people that Pakistan must be isolated. There would be no dialogue, no engagement, no normal diplomacy. After the limited war in May last year, that position became even stronger. Every official statement, every political speech, every television debate repeated the same message. Pakistan was no longer a country India should engage with. But yesterday, Narendra Modi's that narrative has collided with geopolitical reality. A senior Indian security delegation has arrived in Islamabad, not through a secret back channel, not for a peace summit, but officially to participate in Shanghai Cooperation Organization border security meeting hosted by Pakistan. And that raises an important question. Has India quietly begun stepping back from its own post-war Pakistan policy? I am Ali Furqan and you're watching The Pivot. Tonight, we explain why yesterday's development is much bigger than an ordinary SCO meeting. Because history rarely changes with dramatic announcements. More often, it changes through small signals that most people ignore. And if you have been watching The Pivot, you have already seen these signals. A few weeks ago, we discussed the handshake between Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar and Pakistan's National Assembly Speaker Sardar-Ayaz Sadiq in Dhaka during the funeral of former Bangladesh Prime Minister Khalida Zia. Many dismissed it as routine diplomatic courtesy. We did not. We said that handshake was more than protocol because governments rarely change policy without first changing optics. We also argued that New Delhi appeared to be preparing political space for future engagements, particularly as Pakistan moves toward hosting major SCO meetings. Then, the political language inside India also began to change. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh declared that terrorism has no religion and no country. Soon after, Operation Sindoor quietly came to an end. There were no victory parade, no chest-thumping speeches, no call for further escalation. Then came perhaps the most significant political signal. RSS, widely regarded as the ideological mentor of BJP, said that the doors for dialogue with Pakistan should never be completely closed. Think about the sequence. First, the language changes, then the political messaging softens, and a symbolic diplomatic handshake takes place. Then, a track-two dialogue resumes in Sri Lanka. And yesterday, a senior Indian security delegation is sitting in Islamabad. Each event may appear ordinary when viewed alone, but together, they begin to tell a different story. Now, let us be clear. This is not a peace process. This is not normalization. And this certainly does not mean that all disputes have disappeared. Kashmir remains unresolved, trust remains low, political differences remain profound. But geopolitics often forces governments to do what domestic politics tries to avoid. India spends years promoting a policy of minimum engagement with Pakistan. But the SCO creates a different reality. India is a full member, Pakistan is a full member. China, Russia, Iran, Belarus, and the Central Asian republics all are part of same organization. You cannot participate in regional diplomacy while pretending that one important member does not exist. That is why yesterday's meeting matters. Not because India has suddenly changed its Pakistan's policy, but because strategic realities are bringing to shape political choices. And the story does not end in Islamabad. Next diplomatic test will come on 24 July in Bishkek. Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar and India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar will once again find themselves under the same roof. Will it be just another multilateral meeting? Or will there be another diplomatic signal? After that, The same Jaishankar who shook hands with Ayaz Sadiq in Dhaka will now come face to face with Pakistan's foreign minister. The cameras will be watching. And diplomacy often speaks without words. But the story does not stop there. On August 1st, again in Bishkek, SCO Leaders Summit will bring together Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Whether they exchange greetings or simply share the same room will itself be closely watched. Because symbolism matters in diplomacy, and beyond Bishkek lies an even bigger question. Next year, Pakistan will host the SCO summit. If India decides to participate fully, Prime Minister Narendra Modi may eventually have to travel to Pakistan. The same Islamabad that India has spent years trying to avoid politically, which is why yesterday's visit may not be the end of a story. It may simply be another step in a slow and carefully managed diplomatic recalibration. Whether this becomes a genuine policy shift or remains limited only to multilateral forums will become clearer in months ahead. But one thing is already evident. The policy of no engagement with Pakistan is no longer as absolute as it once appeared. And that alone makes today's development worth watching. This was The Pivot. I'm Ali Furqan. Thank you for watching.